Happy New Year, wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel. This is Chidima Favor. If it's the first time of coming across my channel, thank you so much. Please subscribe. It's a new channel. Help us grow. We're going to sew this beautiful gown. As you can see the picture, we are using this black fabric. This is a crepe fabric, and we're going to use an Ankara to design the middle. First, we're going to cut the back of the gown. Okay, I've drawn my starter line from the closed edge of the fabric. Remember, we are cutting the back first. I'm taking the shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 8.5 plus half an inch, making it 9. Okay, 9. Here I'm coming down with 1 inch, which is the shoulder slope. You know our shoulder is not straight. All right, then the depth of the neck, I'm using 3 inches. Sorry, the width, that's the length of the neck, I'm using 3 inches. The depth, I'm using 1 inch. You can use 1.5, but I always want to use 1 whenever I'm sewing a shirt. Okay, from this line is a guide, to all our vertical measurement. Okay, I'll come down to the bust point. All right, her bust point is 10.5. Her bust point is 11, sorry, plus half an inch. All right, you can see I withdrew the line to have my half an inch. From that bust point, I go down to half length. When I'm sewing a free gown, I don't bother about under bust. If you've been following my channel, you notice whenever I'm sewing a free gown, I don't bother about my under bust. Okay, so from this place I'll go down to my half length. All right, you can still just put your half bust if you want, but it's not always necessary. Okay, then I take the full length of my gown. All right, you take the full length of your gown. I hope you understand. From your shoulder to your bust point, from your bust point to your half length, from your half length to the length of the gown you want to sew. All right, and how many inches? This is a C cut. You see that the up down part had a C cut. Where do you want, how long do you want the C cut to be? All right, that is totally optional to you. All right, but for mine, the back is a bit longer than the front. You can see from the picture. Okay, so I added about 9 to 8 inches. You can add less, you can add more, depending how long you want it to be. All right, from my shoulder, I'm taking my armhole measurements. Here I'm just trying to have all my lines straight. Okay, I'm just taking the same thing I took my shoulder, just to have a straight line. You can see now I've created my armhole. All right, I'm connecting my shoulder slope. Just look at what I'm doing. For the beginners, please pay attention. Okay, now from that my shoulder, I will come down to that my shoulder slope and divide what I have in my armhole. I'm having 8. All right, I'll come out by half an inch. I'll connect it back to that line. All right, I'll connect it back to the line. Now I'm taking the my bust divided by 4 is 10.5 plus 2 inches or 2.5 inches allowance, depending how free you want the clothes to be. Remember, we are sewing a shirt gown. Okay, it's a shirt gown. I'm just connecting my armhole with a curve. I hope you understand. Okay, don't mind my voice. Okay, I'm under the weather. Now I'm going with my waist measurement. My waist divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches. You can use 2 inches, like I said, depending how free you want the clothes to be. Please, if you are still watching up to this moment, please help us subscribe. It's a new channel, let's grow together. If you have any video you want me to oblige, or you need my opinion, please feel free to just drop it at the comment section. And please give this video a thumbs up. Just give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. My hip divided by 2, my hip divided by 4, sorry, my hip divided by 4. I'm just putting all the markings together, right? Just mark them out. What I have on my hips, I will take it down to the actual length of my gown. What I have in my hips, because this is not a pencil gown, okay? What you have in your hip, just take it down to the length of your clothes. All right, take it now. From that extra inches I added, about half inch, you can see what I'm doing. I'll just create a curve because I want the down part of this clothes to be curvy, okay, to have that C curve. You can see how I'm tracing it. Remember I said I added about 8 inches extra allowance. You can add more, you can add less. It's totally optional, okay. Now I'm connecting the actual length to my hip. You can see what we have. I'm just going to curve in my neck. That's the back neck area. I'll just curve it in, then go ahead and cut all you have. It's just simple, okay, just simple. If you follow my channel, you should be used to this basic body pattern. All right, it's very, very easy to do. All right, just cut everything out. Now for the front, I don't want to waste my materials because I don't have much material, okay. I'm going to use a pattern paper to draw the front part. I'm going to use a pattern paper. This is my shoulder, 8.5 plus half an inch. My neck width, our shoulder slope, which is 1 inch. Our bust point is 11 plus half an inch, 11.5. Our half length is 18 plus half an inch, 18.5. Okay, just add half inch for stitching allowance. Okay, I'm connecting all of them to form a line so we can work with it. My shoulder slope, this is my hip depth. All right, you can measure your shoulder from your shoulder to your hip, but in case you were not able to do that, once you get to your half length, come down by 9 inch, which is the basics. Come down by 9 inch, okay. If you measure it, please, you can from your shoulder to your, all right. I'm just removing my zipper or button allowance depending on what you want. I'm just showing you, okay, but I'm not going to remove it on the paper. I'm going to remove it when I'm cutting on the fabric itself. My bust divided by 2 is 10.5 plus 2.5 inches. Remember I said this is a free gown, okay. It's a free gown, so you can use 2 inches, you can use 2.5, depending on what you want. You can even use 3 inches. It's a shirt gown, so it's going to be as free as possible. Here I'm just marking out, tracing out all my measurements, all the circumference measurements, okay. I didn't know my camera omitted some of this that is not showing. Sorry for that. I'm just connecting the lines from my hip down to the actual length of the fabric, to the actual length of my fabric. Okay, now let's work on the armhole. My marker is fading out. Sorry about that, but I hope you can still see it. I'm getting the midpoint, which is 4.5, but please divide yours so you won't make any mistake. Okay, I'm out by half an inch. Don't mind my tape is half an inch. I'm connecting it back to the armhole. Okay, the actual my actual bust circumference, which is 10.5. I just connected it so I can connect my armhole properly. Okay, I hope you can see it. For the front, I'm using 3 inches depth. You can use 4, but I prefer to always use 3 because it's a shirt. All right, it's a shirt gown. 3 is fine by me. Now for the down, I just added like 4 inches for the front because the front part of the gown will be longer. The back part of this gown will be longer than the front. The back part of the gown will be longer than the front. So from the actual length of the gown, I added about 3 to 4 inches. Then remember, for the back I added about 8 to 9 inches. Okay, so it will be a bit longer. Then you create a C curve. All right, make sure that the actual length of the gown, like the actual length of this gown, is 45. Okay, make sure that both the back and the front are 45, but at the middle point, there's the center front and the center back. That is where you can make it longer and shorter. I hope you understand. So I'm slashing this, I'm opening it up, I'm cutting it up from the bust point. I'm cutting it up to the hip length. That is where I'm going to put an Ankara fabric. You can see what I'm saying. You see, I added those zipper allowance or button allowance of 2 inch, but in the paper I did not add it. And at the upper part, you see I added about half an inch to join them together. I mean, join the black to the front and the front to the back. You can see what I'm saying. Okay, I hope you understand. I went ahead to join them. I don't want my videos to be long. Please, if you're still watching up to this channel, please help your sister. Let us grow together. Like I said, is a new channel. Okay, subscribe. I've just pinned them. Okay, I've pinned them. I'll just go ahead and sew them. Don't mind my voice, I'm a bit under the weather. All right, here I'm turning it. Okay, you see what I did? I folded it and I turned it. I'll go over, after ironing it, I'll go over to the machine and sew them, sew all the pieces together. Okay, I've sewed it. I used my hairstay first to gum it down. I use my hairstay to gum it down, so I will have it very neat. All right, I went to join the Ankara to the crepe material, and I used my interlocking machine to lock it. That's my weaving machine, so it will look very neat. You can see how beautiful it's looking. I want to show you. You can see I use the hemming gum to hold it down first before I will sew it. So you can always use that. It makes your work very neat first, then you can sew it. All right, these are the two center front. Okay, this is the back. I have not done anything to back. I need my front to be ready first before I will work with the both of them. I'm placing them together, right facing right side. So I'll go ahead and join the armhole. The main purpose of this video is to show us how to achieve the front part of this cloth. Please, when you are joining them, make sure that the Ankara are both aligning together. Thank you so much for watching, and see the outcome of this. I didn't use long sleeve, I used a short sleeve. Thank you so much, and God bless you.